Hello and welcome in, Magic learners. Much love looking at Oath of NISSA, new and exciting card from Oath of the Gatewatch. So take a look at this. We have 1 green for a legendary enchantment, rare. When Oath enters the battlefield, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature, land, or planeswalker card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library. So it comes into play, look at the top 3, grab a creature, grab land, grab a planeswalker, get rid of the other 2 that you don't want. It also has this other ability, you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast planeswalker spells, which is much less useful, but will come in handy. Worth noting it's legendary, but you can just cast the next one, you will still get the effect. So we can think of it as being kind of like an instant or sorcery selection type card. In green, it's similar to, say, Ancient Stirrings, which looks at the top 5. Can grab a colorless card, which would be a land or an artifact, something like that. Also in green, Commune with Nature, look at the top 5, reveal a creature card from among them, put it into your hand. But Oath of NISSA is much more flexible because most decks, or a lot of decks, especially green decks, are looking for creatures, lands, and planeswalkers. So Oath of the NISSA is perhaps more comparable to the blue card selection cards. For instance, Sleight of Hand. Sleight of Hand, you get to look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them and put the other on the bottom. So with Sleight of Hand, you get to look at 2 cards. With Oath of NISSA, you get to look at 3. You have slightly more selection in Sleight of Hand in terms of choosing enchantments, instants, sorceries, artifacts, but Oath of NISSA gets 1 card deeper and also gets the bonus ability of making it easier to cast planeswalkers. So moving on, Oath of NISSA also seems very similar to Ponder. Now, Ponder is a super good card, really good in Standard, banned in Modern, good in Legacy. For a blue, you get to look at the top 3 cards of your library, put them back, draw 1, or shuffle your library and draw 1. Now, Ponder is really good with fetch lands. You get to pick one and then shuffle the other 2 away. But if you don't have a fetch land and you really want that card, you're stuck with the other 2. Well, on the other hand, Oath of NISSA automatically puts the other 2 cards you don't want on the bottom of your library. Now, Oath of NISSA is a bit less flexible, a bit less tricky, but in a deck that is only really looking for creatures, lands, or planeswalkers, it might even be better. Now, I'm not saying it's a better card, but in certain decks, it will be better. So it starts to look kind of like a green Ponder. And here's where things get interesting. It's a green Ponder that Wizards found a way to make a rare. It's a common selection staple that's disguised as a legendary enchantment for planeswalkers. Wizards is able to print this as a rare. It's going to have high demand and it may be an expensive Magic card. So that's very interesting. I'm not too sure what to think about that, and I'm curious what your thoughts are. So, curious what you think about this card, how you're going to use it, how it stacks up to the green and blue selection spells of the past, what you think of its alternate ability, what you're going to do with it, and what types of decks you're going to play in it. Very, very interesting card with high potential, and I'm excited for it. So let me know what you think in the comments.